This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 8, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, UK-Jamaica cocaine smuggling ring being probed. Jamaica narcotics police and their British counterparts are probing a suspected international drug trafficking network operating between Jamaica and the United Kingdom. This followed the arrest of 4 British nationals over the last week and the seizure of nearly $100 million worth of cocaine. 2 of the suspects were arrested on Saturday, trying to leave the island with a larger quantity of cocaine in their luggage at the Saxor International Airport in Montego Bay. Another Briton was arrested on Wednesday after 14 pounds of cocaine with a street value of nearly $36 million was found in his possession at the airport. According to the police, about 1:45 p.m. Saturday, a 37-year-old British national, a construction director of South Road, Erdington, Birmingham, England, checked in at Saxor International for a flight to the UK. His suitcase and a knapsack were searched at the security checkpoint and found to contain 5 parcels in false compartments with 11 pounds of cocaine. Following his arrest, the police conducted a raid on a house in Dunbarton District, Discovery Bay, St. Anne, where another British national was arrested and taken into custody. The police reported that about 3 hours later, another British man, a retired staff nurse, checked in at the Saxor airport and another 11 pounds of cocaine was found in his luggage. The cops then raided a property in Pusey Hill, Manchester, where he was reportedly staying, but no one was arrested. The men are expected to be charged this week. Firearm and ammunition seized in St. James. A team of officers assigned to the St. James Police Division arrested a man in connection with the seizure of a Ranger .38 revolver containing 2.38 rounds of ammunition during an operation on Creek Street, Montego Bay, St. James on Sunday, May 7. According to the Montego Bay Police, about 1:45 p.m., lawmen were on operations in the area when they saw a man whose actions aroused their suspicion. He was accosted, searched, and the weapon was found in his possession. He was subsequently taken into custody. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Firearm and ammunition seized in Portland. A team of officers assigned to the Portland Police Division seized a firearm and 5 rounds of ammunition during an operation in Kildare District, Buff Bay in Portland on Saturday, May 6. Police reports from the Buff Bay Police are that about 10:55 a.m., lawmen conducted a raid of the area. 1 Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine loaded with 5.38 rounds of ammunition was found wrapped in a blue cloth and hidden under a tree. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Investigation continues. Court denies JPS's request for $6 million security in Hope Pastor's appeal. The Court of Appeal has quashed an application by the Jamaica Public Service for residents of Hope Pastors in St. Andrew to provide a $6 million security for costs ahead of their appeal of a ruling by the Supreme Court in June last year. Justice Vivian Harris ruled last Thursday that JPS's application be dismissed and awarded costs to the residents. JPS, in its affidavit, had requested the security, arguing primarily that the residents were yet to cover costs as ordered by the Supreme Court after it ruled just under a year ago that the energy company was not obligated to foot the bill for replacing the underground power supply in the upscale St. Andrew community. Led by the Hope Pastors Citizens Association, householders embroiled in a decade-long dispute had sought a mandatory injunction from the court for JPS to restore and maintain the original underground supply that had been installed by a private developer more than a half a century ago. In its affidavit, the JPS said, among other things, that if it is successful in this appeal brought by the residents, it will not be able to recover the cost which will be incurred in mounting a defense. The JPS maintained that significant cost had been incurred in the original matter in the Supreme Court, which it said the appellants will be liable to pay and which remain outstanding. Further, the JPS said that many of the appellants, represented by the first and the second appellants, are retirees who are unlikely to be able to afford the cost of appeal. The company said when it sought to introduce the pilot project for the overhead system in the community, many of the residents complained that they were not able to meet the cost of the pilot project, the cost to connect to their homes to receive overhead supply, or afford the cost of a new underground system. If we are successful on the appeal, the residents will be required to pay for the replacement of the underground system. The history of the matter has been that some of the original claimants has died and are elected to no longer participate in the matter. As such, with time, it is not unlikely that the number of appellants will be reduced, the JPS affidavit said. The power company further argued that if it is successful in the appeal, it may have difficulty enforcing its judgment against some of the individual appellants who do not reside in Hope Pastures. But Justice Harris, in her oral ruling, said that the JPS failed to persuade her that it was an appropriate case to require security for cost for the appellants. The judge said that her reasons will be provided in a written judgment shortly. We believe that the judge's ruling was correct based on the material and the arguments that were made when the matter was heard last week, Jerome Spencer, one of the attorneys who represented the appellants, told the news on the weekend. Georgia Gibson Henlin Casey was lead counsel for the appellants. Patrick Foster Casey, one of the attorneys who represented JPS, said the team has accepted the decision of the court. Hopefully it will move on to have the appeal heard as soon as possible and disposed of, he said. Simone Mayhew Casey, Ashley Mayer were the other two attorneys who represented JPS. St. James Police want the People's Arcade demolished. Superintendent Aaron Samuels, the police commander for St. James, said he would like the People's Arcade in Montego Bay, which he said has emerged over the years as a haven for rampant criminality, to be demolished and a better use found for the location. Speaking in the aftermath of a recent double murder at the arcade, Samuels said that because of the situation there, it is not only an eyesore in the city, but a place that has proven to be very difficult to police. We are calling on the authorities to do something about the arcade. It is really a sore eye within the city of Montego Bay, and we believe that it would be better served if demolished and utilized as an expanded public passenger pickup and a drop-off point, said Samuels. Expanding the People's Arcade into the bus park would allow for a lot more order within the township of Montego Bay, and we would be able to plan the expansion of the town around it, added Samuels. Samuels further told the news he believes that with the negative impact the arcade has been having within Montego Bay, getting rid of it would be of greater benefit than keeping it. We know that some small businesses will be affected, said Samuels, who is also concerned about the unsanitary conditions there. If you can see the condition of the place here, a lot of the soup vendors, porridge vendors, cotton candy vendors and the jerkmen, they use this area to prepare their meals, but this area has no sanitation, no electricity and no running water. Samuels said that the people who are consuming food prepared under unsanitary conditions at the arcade are taking a very big health risk. As police officers, we believe it will be better served if demolished and used as a proper infrastructure for transportation or any other type of development, but it is hard for us to police a place like this, so we are calling on the authorities to come to the table, sit with us, and look at how we can give better use to this arcade, said Samuels. Samuels and representatives from the St. James Municipal Corporation, the National Water Commission, and the St. James Health Department carried out an operation at the location and got a first-hand look at the deplorable conditions there. However, the vendors who are operating at the arcade are opposed to this move. According to them, it would mean they would be left without a place to earn a livelihood. How them want we fi do? A vendor who gave her name only as Nicole asked. Them want we fi go on the street go thief, and then them same one come kill we? A vendor said. The People's Arcade, which was constructed in 1996, is located on land owned by the Jamaica Railway Corporation. It was created to house the vendors who were displaced during the expansion of Montego Bay's South Gully. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.